Hello everybody and welcome to Tech Uploaded. I'm Chris and today it's vlog and camera talk. Well, what I've got myself here is a Sony Cybershot DSC-WX300. Alright, so why do I have this camera? Yeah, it's a point and shoot and it's 2014. I realized that I have a cell phone and I realized I have an SLR. Well, I wanted to have something that I could obviously use for vlogging, number one, but also as kind of a backup in case something happened to the SLR I use at work. So, long story there, and be waiting for it in my next vlog. But needless to say, we discovered it's not a bad idea to have another camera around when you're out doing various things like photography and video. So I picked up one of these to kind of serve a dual purpose. Now, here's the thing. I've been using this Big Bertha as my vlogging camera for the first 2.5 vlogs that I've done. Now, while it's nice because it's got this pivot screen and it actually is good quality. This is 1080p, so no complaints there, especially considering I got this in 2009. At the time, this was cutting edge. But this is big, and doing this with it is a pain. It wears at your arm. It's really obvious in public if you're out vlogging and you're like, hey, I'm doing a vlog, and you got this thing hanging out in front of you. People look at you and they're like, what is that guy doing? So I thought, all right, I'm going to do some research online. Boom, enter the Canon PowerShot S110. Now I was pretty excited about this camera. This was getting really high marks all over the place. People were saying it was great for vlogging, and this has the Digic 5 processor in it. So that's actually better, I believe, than the processor that's in my T3i. So I thought, cool, this is perfect to have with me when I'm out on the road at work doing various things in case something bad would happen to the camera that I brought with me. Awesome, I'm going to pick it up. Well, if you watched the third vlog on my channel that I posted just a few days before this video, you'll notice in the second half especially, the video of me is really having a hard time staying in focus. It's like hunting all the time for the focus. Even if I just move like this much, it blows the autofocus and it just starts going crazy. Worse than that, you can hear this thing hunting. You hear this like, it's very faint, and I took most of it out in post, but that was a giant pain. It took me like twice as long to edit the vlog as it should have because of this camera. So enter the Sony Cybershot WX300. Now I initially went online and found the WX80. That one was being pretty highly recommended. But I ended up deciding to go up to the WX300 because I saw that was also getting highly recommended. And this actually has a few more features in it as far as actual photography goes, so it's a good backup camera to have with me as well, besides just vlogging. Now, of all the reviews I found online of this, I had a really hard time finding anything that actually showed real-world examples of photos and videos with this camera. And it was driving me mad. I just wanted to see how this thing actually performs. I don't need 30 minutes going through the menu going, and you click on this, and then you can do this and set these different things. I don't care. I'll figure that out when I get it. I want to know, what does this thing look like? What kind of performance am I going to get from it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this with me tomorrow, and throughout the course of the day, I'm just going to take different random photos, indoors and outdoors, and all kinds of different lighting situations, and just kind of give you an example of what the photos look like. I'm going to do the same thing for video. That way you have an idea of that as well. Now I realize that YouTube compresses the crap out of everything, so you're not going to get a real great idea. However, if you're going to use this for vlogging, you're probably going to be uploading it online. You're going to be using something like YouTube anyway. So it's actually perfect because now you have an idea of how the video looks when it's compressed. So I'm going to spend a few minutes opening the box and going through what you get in here, take a quick look at the menu, and then actually put this thing out in the real world and give you some examples what this is going to look like. Because you want to know, because you're going to use it, right? It's rattling. Hope it's packed well. Doesn't sound like it. All right, so here's the box. Let's do this. Quick and painless. Open up all the usual stuff. Your limited warranty with the fancy border. Ooh, so official. Yes. This card, this thing. Apparently this camera does have a Wi-Fi connection option in it, so that's something I'll probably never use. The user's quick start thingy. And then stuff's actually printed inside of here. So, all right, that was all really boring. So let's get past that, see what kind of goods are in here. So here's the actual meat and potatoes of this whole thing. So here's one of the things that's nice about this camera, actually, and one of the reasons I went with this over the 80 is it has USB charging. So it comes with the little brick, which is nice. You know, you've seen this once, you've seen it 1,000 times. Unplug it, plug it in your wall, you know the drill. These are nice because you can use them for all kinds of stuff, too. So set that off to the side. Another plus, I'm actually going down the list here. This battery is supposed to last about twice as long as the one in the WX80. So that's also a big Big plus for me on this one. I'm going to be doing video on it. And then here's the thing. It comes with this USB cable, and what's nice is you can plug in the USB cable to a computer, and the camera will actually charge, and you can use it while it's plugged in, at least from what I've read. So that's nice. If I'm just taping myself real quick like I do on my vlog, and I'm sitting at my desk and I set the camera on the computer, now I can plug it in so I don't drain the battery. So that's really cool. All right, and it's got, of course, a little strap that you can put on your wrist so you don't drop it 8 stories like we did with the camera at work. And then finally, the star of the show. Let's get everything out of the way here. Yeah, so let's take a look here. Got the nice thing on the outside. Boom, look at that. Nice. I like that it has the matte black. It's not as heavy as the Canon was. As a matter of fact, let me grab that. All right, so here's kind of the side-by-side comparison of the two, and you can see the Canon weighs a little bit more, and it actually does have a better construction to it, I think. This is a little more rugged feeling, in my opinion, than this one, but this is still really nice. So nice, not overly glossy look to it. I think it's got a pretty classy exterior. It does have a 20 times optical zoom, which is really nice. And a nice big lens area here. It doesn't have the little dial that the Canon did, but it also has a nice big screen. You've got your usuals up at the top here, your usual suspects. You got the dial that you can turn, although you can't really just grab it from the side like I would like. Obviously your zoom buttons, your power, and then this little thingamadoob-bop. Doobity-doo. All right, so let me get the battery in here. All right, put in the battery, lock the door, and hit the power button. Ooh, Cybershot. All right, so here we go. I'm at a really odd angle here, and I'm trying not to get too much gloss. Does not have a touch screen, so that's a thing. The other one did. Time settings, New York. Sure, that's close enough. You can always tell how old your tech is by how far back the date actually is from where it should be. May 4th. All right, there you go. May the 4th be with you, camera. All right, here we go. I just said that. Select camera display color, so you can do black, white, or gray. Well, I'm going to do black. That probably uses the least amount of the battery. All right, so there's my desk. You can see it kind of automatically just went right into, what did it go into here? Photo mode. So yeah, it's a camera with an eye and a plus next to it. I could pretend I know what that means, but I don't. I mean, this is, you know how to use a camera. Just keep pressing buttons. Ah, here you go. So here is, I don't know what this is doing. Picture effects, brightness. Okay, so that's what all this is, brightness. So I was adjusting the brightness. Well, okay, that was pretty self-explanatory. So let's say I go to take a picture. Do a half press. That was a nice quick focus. And you can see it had a lot of different focus points actually come up on the screen. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but yeah, see, it's kind of trying to focus in on things. I imagine if someone's face was on here, that would be what it was going for. But it's got a really clear screen. I actually selected the low standard resolution, and it's still looking pretty sharp, so I'm impressed with that. Still image size, 4:3, 18 megapixel, exposure. You can just go here, movie, high quality. We'll do high, because it's going to compress anyway, right? In-camera guide. Look, there's a suitcase. We're going on vacation. Okay, apparently not. So there, okay, there's all your settings. Let's get out of the menu. Hey, let's press that question mark button that it said to press. Whoa, look at that. It's got a little in-camera guide. I guess you can walk through how to do various things if you're lost. It's got some palm trees. See, I knew we were going on vacay. Look at that. All right, so kind of this, I mean, really, I don't need to walk you through anymore here. This camera is going to walk you through it. But it's got a nice interface. There's nothing to display. If you want to record a movie, you hit the movie button. So there you go. You press that little down button and you get all these different options. I would imagine if you go to scene up here, this is where you're going to be able to jog through all of your different scenes. So scene selection. Hey, look, there's a cat. Wonder what the cat one is. Pet. Shoots pets with best settings. Did you hear that, Willie? We got a pet setting for you. And then there's the palm tree again, just mocking me that I'm not on vacation. Uh-oh, I lost it. Took away my scene. Okay, got my way back in. So fireworks, beach, pet, gourmet. Look at that. For all you shoe snobs. All right, so there's just a crap ton of stuff you can do in this thing. There's also this little guy here, background defocus. So shoot with the background defocus. Okay. All right, so scene seems to be the biggest one, but it is kind of cool when you go through this dial. It tells you what you're sitting on. So intelligent auto, automatically adjust exposure with different settings. Superior auto, shoot sharp images, reducing blur and noise automatically. So I guess that's the one that you want. Let me see if I can get the little, oh yeah, look, it shows the macro when I start focusing in on something really close. Little macro flower flashes, like Super Mario. All right, so guys, that's enough of the camera menus. It's time to take this thing out into the real world. It's time to be a big boy now. All right, guys, so this should be a pretty interesting test. Here's some video starting out, by the way, it's early, starting out with me in the garage, so it's a little bit lower light, and then I'm gonna back out into daylight and see how the camera handles the change. So, I can't tell you what it's looking like. Does it look good? Sure. Okay, now I'm outside and it's an overcast day, but there's plenty of daylight out still. It's not so sunny I have to wear my sunglasses. What I'm hoping right now is that even though there's all this other stuff in the frame, you know, there's stuff moving behind me, got the steering wheel here, that it's smart enough to actually stay focused on my face. So, if it can do that. All right, so here's a sample video indoors. This is actually my office, and you can see I did change my calendar. That's good. Usually I'm behind on that. So yeah, kind of a messy desk here. Here's the new camera equipment that we're getting in, including some generic cheapy batteries for the other camera that got destroyed, and of course my cat calendar for Cinco de Mayo. Okay, I'm going to put it to the test now with a fixed position, so holding on me with me moving around just a little bit. I'm going to kind of lean in and talk and then lean back, and this is also dealing with the fact that I've got a lot of windows behind me here in my office, so let's see how this does. Alright, do a little bit of a zoom test here. This guy's doing work. .20x optical. All right, let's do an average light test here. This is at home, and I've got a couple of the blinds open, but not all of them. Some are still closed. So check out the focus on that. And then back over to regular light. Something really bright again. It does a really good job of focusing up close. I'm really impressed with that. It switches over to macro pretty quick. And then we'll head back out to regular light. And yeah, it's just doing an overall really good job, I think, of being on top of it. What do you think? All right, so there you have it. There's some sample video for you in different various lighting situations. What I'm going to go ahead and do now while I'm talking is just start rolling all of the different photos that I had taken. Now, I did most of these photos using just the standard auto. There's the auto with the little plus next to it, and that's like full auto, and it's supposed to add some various effects to reduce noise and things like that. It was a little slow, so I didn't really like using that setting. I just went with standard auto, and I found that that was just fine. All the photos I took with this camera, I did with the flash turned off because I just really don't like flash. I think it makes things way too harsh. So it also was nice because it put the steady shot technology to a real test in some of the shots. And sometimes it passed and sometimes it failed, but hopefully everything looks good. I haven't looked at them on the big screen yet myself, but overall very happy with this camera. It seems like it's doing a much better job of being able to stay focused. And I have to say it's a little bit slower than the Canon was as far as processing goes, but overall the quality looks like it's going to be pretty good from what I can tell on the little screen so far. So overall I can recommend the WX300. I think it's going to be a pretty good camera. Now I have a better feel for it after I do my next vlog, so be sure to check out TU Vlog 4 when that goes up over the weekend, because that'll be pretty much all shot with this camera, so you'll get a really good idea of how this thing actually performs if you're going to use it for a vlogging camera. Battery life on this thing was very good. I actually only used one of the 4 bars using this thing all day long, so that was pretty impressive. Usually when you're doing video on these kind of cameras, they really chew through the battery fast. Same with the DSLR. So the fact I was able to go all day and only use a little bit of the battery was pretty impressive. Now I didn't do a whole lot with it, but enough where I know from previous experience I would have really drained the battery pretty hard. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button, and also go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I'm Tech Uploaded. And you know the drill. Don't be a stranger. Check back soon.